Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second season, second episode of the Franchise Hour. Today, we are very much blessed to have a very interesting lawyer as a guest who will be talking about labor laws in particular. And for that purpose, I'm introducing Attorney Jun Lim. He was is a law degree from San Beda College of Law, Manila, and was admitted to the bar in 2007 already. He looks much younger than that. He's already a lawyer since 2007. He obtained his degree in civil engineering from Adams University and passed the board examination given in 1998 as well. Before starting a law partnership with his colleague, Mr. Lim joined different reputable law firms. He handled criminal, civil, and administrative litigation, and general corporate and commercial practice. His training with these law firms gave Mr. Lim the opportunity to be exposed in different aspects of the law. Currently, Attorney Lim advises various clients in the field of labor, criminal, civil, and commercial laws. He also represents individuals and corporate clients before the courts and government administrative agencies. Attorney Lim is a member of the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers of the Philippines and Philippine Institute of Arbiters. And he is currently the managing partner of the Lim and Yucatco law firm. And of course, he's also a member of the Filipino International Franchise Association. Welcome, Attorney Lim.
Hello, sir.
And then we welcome also Mr. David Abrinilia of Mediacom. He is, afterwards, after Attorney Lim is finished with his presentation, he will be talking about his next event. As you know, he is one of our bigger events organizers in the Philippines. And of course, this year he will be organizing his events virtual as well. So he will organize the Philippine SME Expo virtual edition. So he will be talking to you afterwards. So I'll remove David again from our stream and again have welcome Attorney Jun Lim. And Attorney Lim will be talking now about the work arrangements during the pandemic. And Attorney, please.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I've already given this talk a few months back, and Sir RK has requested me to give some time, to discuss what are the recent law updates regarding the matter. I will not bore you with legal updates, no, because as you know, there are a lot of things that have happened around us. Legality of the vaccine, the Sera case and everything. But let me just focus on what I think is more relevant nowadays. And this is it. We have to understand that work arrangements in 2020 might still continue up until 2021 or 2022. So I find this relevant, and I hope you give me 15 minutes of your time and listen to my short discussion. Next slide, please. Okay. Obviously, the pandemic has interrupted our businesses, our enterprises, but rest assured that everything will be okay. Next slide. So, next slide, yeah. I will be discussing about these topics, the Labor Advisory number 9, 17, and Department Order 2015. Okay. Next slide. All right. Preliminarily, we have to understand the present situation now. Way back in 2020, November, the government said that the economy of the Philippines will shrink by 7.5%. 7.5%. No? But it would appear that presently, the projected shrinkage in the gross domestic product of the Philippines, or in fact, about the economy of the Philippines, it is projected to be around 8.5 to 9.5%. So you can imagine how huge that would be. However, Ned also said that there will be a rebound in the economy this 2020 by 6.5 to 7.5%. Well, that for me is a little bit of wishful thinking because I don't see any clear basis on that statement. But nonetheless, let's just hope for that. We also understand that displacement of job workers is still on the high, while there seems to be no recent statement from the DOLE. We can still assume that there is still a high rate of job displacement now. I think it's still around 3 million. Okay, so basically that is the present situation right now, right? So because of this situation, the Department of Labor and Employment has issued issuances on how to properly address the present predicament. Primarily, we are concerned on how are we going to address these displaced employees. Okay. We also need to understand that employees, they play a huge part in our businesses. That is the reason why the government has tried to mitigate the effects on these employees through these issuances. Okay? Okay. Under the Labor Code, the Department of Labor is allowed to promulgate these issuances. All right. Next slide, sir. Let's go to next slide, sir. Okay. Labor Advisory number 9, issued in March 2020. This would be the guidelines for the implementation of flexible work arrangements as remedial measures. No? Labor Advisory number 17, this will be the guidelines for employment of preservation on the resumption of business operation. Next slide. Okay. What are some of these work arrangements that an employer may use? The most common of this would be work from home or telecommuting work arrangement. Technically speaking, telecommuting and work from home are two different things. No? When you say telecommuting, an employee may work other than his home. You just provide him with the tools. He can work in the internet, cafes, restaurant, open park, things like that. On the other hand, work from home, this is normally used by solopreneurs, so to speak. But for our purposes, magkapareho na siya more or less. Telecommuting or work from home is a normally voluntary basis. We also encounter the fair treatment principle. Simply put, if an employee opts to work from home, then he should also be treated just like any employee or those employees physically present in the workplace of the employer. Next slide, sir. Another arrangement would be transfers of employees to another branch or outlet of the same employer. I think this is very common now. No? Assignment of employees to other function or position in the same or other branch or outlet of the same employer. But the question here is this: wouldn't this translate or wouldn't this amount to constructive dismissal? Before the pandemic, you cannot just transfer an employee without his or her approval. But with the current situation right now, it would appear that transfer of employees is allowed under the law. It is not considered as a constructive dismissal, provided it has been agreed upon by both parties. Next slide. Another arrangement would be reduction of normal work days per day or per week, or job rotation. Under this scheme, the employer may tell his employees to say, for example, come to work at least 2 to 3 times a week only. And then the rest of the days, another group of employees. Okay? Those are just some of the schemes that you can use. Also, if there is still allowable leaves, then you can have them request them to have their forced leave. That is also allowed right now. Next slide. Partial closure of establishment, where some units or departments of the establishment are continued, some other are closed. Again, most of these are in the exercise of the employer's right as a manager of the business, or what we call management prerogative. Given the present situation, an employer may decide to say close 50% of the business. And as a result, these displaced workers may be transferred to those existing departments. And of course, if there are still other feasible work arrangements, provided that they are within the bounds of law, the minimum wage is not violated. Next slide, sir. Now, suspension of employment relationship. Next slide. Just to be clear, suspension is not the same as termination of employment. Okay? When you say suspension of employment, there is still employer-employee relationship between the parties. It's just that because of a particular circumstance, that relationship is deemed suspended. On the other hand, when the relationship is deemed terminated, that relationship is totally severed. So wala na siya. Okay? Suspension of employment relationship is allowed under your labor code, specifically under 286 of the code, under specific circumstances. Next slide. So, the Department of Labor issued Department Order 215-2020 elaborating the suspension of work. Okay? Under the law, the work or employment may be suspended if there is a declaration for pandemic or similar national emergencies. In our case, since COVID-19 has been declared as a pandemic, then Department Order 2015 to 2015, is deemed to be in effect. Okay, next slide. Here are some of the key points under your Department Order 215. Under this order, there are 2 6 months suspension for a total of 1 year. The first suspension is allowed by law, all right, expressly under your labor code. Now, the extended suspension of 6 months, now this seems to be a little bit, this needs to be clarified. Under your department order, you can have another 6 month suspension, provided it is with the assistance of a dollar representative or the union. Okay? And another technical requirement is that there must be a 10-day notice prior to the date, prior to the start of the extension. Okay? Just to be clarified, let's not confuse our minds. Under the present setup, an employer may suspend the employment for a total of 1 year. Next slide. So, during the period of suspension, naturally, employment is not lost. Okay? But also, the employee may find other alternative employment. However, it does not mean that his employment is terminated. Okay? Now, if during the suspension, especially on the second part of the suspension, he is retrenched. Now, of course, there will be separation pay. But according to the order, only the first 6 months will be considered for purposes of the retrenchment, for the computation of the retrenchment. Another benefit is in the event of rehiring, the retrenched employee during the suspended period takes priority over the new applicants. Okay. Next slide, sir. Let me just make some few points, no, because these are rather new issuances. With regard to trademark registration, I think most of the franchisors should be made aware of this new rule. You have to have your trademarks registered All right, you have to have it registered. Under the former rule, in the olden, prior to this new decision of the Supreme Court, prior use appears to translate into a right to use the trademark. But currently, there's been a new decision of the Supreme Court. Okay, in the case of Inzunica Pharma Incorporated versus Natural Farm, the Supreme Court has abandoned the first to file rule. Okay, the principle stating that prior use in good faith may be used as a mode of acquiring trademark ownership. But by virtue of this new case, it does no longer apply. What does that mean? Kahit na you've been holding or you've been using your trademark for so long, but it was not registered, and here comes a new registrant, it would appear that the new registrant will have a better right than you. Okay? So my suggestion, you try to have your trademarks registered at all costs. Second point also, given the circumstance of a pandemic right now, I would like also to remind our employers to review your contracts, okay? Especially for those businesses who are engaged in services, okay? I think you are aware that a lot of situations, a lot of clients have been asking for refund, for resetting, but primarily they would want to recover their down payment or initial payments. No? And if the employer or the service provider fails to return the money, then that would be a problem. Normally, the client would file a case before the Department of Trade and ask for the recovery of money. Recently, I think our offices have already successfully defended, I think mga 2 to 3 cases where our client, a franchisor, no, sorry, it's a service provider, service provider for events, okay? It's a restaurant or catering business. So during the pandemic, a client or some of its clients made initial payments, but later on they opted to cancel their reservation and demanded for the reimbursement. And since we advised our client not to return the down payment, the clients filed a case before the DTI. Okay. In the course of the discussion, we informed the DTI that there was a contract to the effect that all initial payments cannot be reimbursed if the reason is because of fortuitous event, including pandemic, war, things like that. No. Gladly, fortunately, the Department of Trade and Industry favored our argument that because of the existence of a provision in the contract where no reimbursement may be allowed by reason of pandemic, the claim of reimbursement of these clients were denied. No? Of course, these clients may still look for other remedial measures under the law, but before the DTI, it would seem that the DTI primarily based its decision on the validity and existence of a clause in the contract disallowing reimbursement by reason of pandemics or fortuitous event. So, I advise to our listeners, to our friends in the franchising business, to review your contracts and strengthen this provision because time will come that this will be very, very handy. Okay? So, due to time constraints, friends, I'm very sorry, but I have to leave. If you have questions, my name and personal cell phone number is flashed on the screen. We can just also communicate with Mr. Kotik if you have questions. Feel free to email me your questions if any. All right? So that's it for this afternoon. Thank you very much for listening. I'll be turning this over to Sir Rudolf. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Attorney, for your presentation. And very helpful again. And I'm sure our listeners learned again about something about the laws for today.
Thank you.
If you have to run ahead, Attorney,
Yes.
feel free to do so. And
Thank you.
again, would like to thank you for being with us today. Okay,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
and I'm welcoming back David Abrenilla to the show.
Thank you
Uh,
so much for having me.
it's always a pleasure having you with us,
Yeah. Good to
David.
see you.
As you invite me always to your events, so definitely, uh, please have your screen share ready again. It I think you removed it by accident because it's gone.
Oh, is
So
it?
kindly upload it again to the stream
Okay.
so that you can do your presentation about
Right now,
your
it says
SME
here.
event.
It says here. It's sharing. So I will just like to stop sharing and
Yes,
share
please.
again.
And share again. Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. There it is.
And there you go.
All right. So I will start first with a short video about a lot what a business is experiencing right now. So just take a look at it. It's very short. Is your business suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic? With many of us forced to work from home, it has become impossible to meet new customers in person. But wherever there's a problem, there is a solution. That is why we created the Philippine SME Business Expo Virtual Edition. This 3-day event is completely done online. Exhibitors will be able to set up an online booth, showcase their products and services via video and e-brochures, receive likes, comments, and inquiries, do workshops and meetings, and interact with thousands of visitors via our event mobile app and on your computer. Visitors can explore 100 smart business solutions and opportunities to boost their business. Network with thousands of SME business owners and engage in 12 exciting talks with industry experts. This will educate you on how to stay ahead in the new digital economy. Yes, the way we do business is changing, but now is our chance to adapt and meet virtually so we can bounce back together. Join the 10th Philippine SME Business Expo Virtual Edition on February 23 to 25, 2021. Register now at philsme.com. See you there. Okay. So this is a short video just showing you basically what we have been doing. So my name is David Abrenilla. I'm the founder of the Philippine SME Business Expo. We've been helping small and medium enterprises since 2013. We've held our exhibitions always twice a year. And, we've been all struck and hit very, very hard by the pandemic. And face-to-face meetings, it's very hard to do right now. Also, large gathering of events is not allowed right now by the government. So what we have decided is, to bring our event online. We've seen by last quarter of last year, more and more exhibitions, conferences coming up, and they have been very, very successful. We see also many, many Zoom meetings happening, and we see that people and businesses are adapting now and are okay to meet online and to exchange, to connect with one another. And so this is exactly what we're doing with the Philippine SME Business Expo Virtual Edition. And today I would like to guide you a little bit about how it looks like, so that if you are interested to promote your business, if you are especially a provider of business solutions that could help small and medium enterprises, or you're providing opportunities for entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, then this is the event for you. So Rudolf, if you can help me just to share my screen, then I would like to show you how the platform looks like.
Go ahead and share. Go ahead and share, David.
Oh, it's still the same screen that I shared before.
Yes, please.
Okay, let me do that again.
There we go.
Hold on. Here we go.
All right, there we go.
Okay, so as you can see here, this is basically what visitors will see when they come and join the expo. You see here on the left side your navigation board where you have the agenda. You will have access to the attendees list. You have the community board, sponsors, and the exhibitors list, which is the most important part. So once you click here, you will see all the list of exhibitors here on the left side. Now, once you set up your booth, this is basically how it might look like. You might have a short video here. Let me just click on it real quickly, where you can have a short introduction about your business.
Hi, I'm Dean Paxlapid. I'm chairman of IT SPAC. IT SPAC is an IT and service provider. I've been doing this for 16 years. God is good. And if you are good, we'll hire you.
Okay, just a short intro, right? You can have your company information right here, your email address, your mobile number, your website. You will have also the opportunity to input your company profile in here. And the best thing is that if people want to get in touch with you or they want to, get any kind of promotions from you, get any deals from you, they can click on it. And then what will happen is, okay, let's see, you will be able to get that visitor's information right away, like his email address, whatever he provides, his mobile number, so that you can get in touch with him. On the right side here, you can see also a chat tool. So you'll be able, to get inquiries right away from visitors, and you can respond to them right away. Then you can also input your pictures, your brochures, your handouts. So it's very, very interactive. And of course, you can have multiple booth personals where the visitors can send you messages right away so that you can interact with every visitor on a more personal level. All right, so this is basically how your booth looks like. It's very easy to use. It's very interactive. And we want, of course, as many visitors to be part of it. And another great thing is that normally, when you are in a traditional exhibitions, you are always, your traffic will always be dependent on where your booth is located. But here, you can just go to the attendees list on the left side. You click on it. Okay, it's loading. All right, let's just load a bit. That's the internet, we all have to get used to it. Let me refresh. But what I'm trying to tell you here is that basically you will be able to see the entire attendees list, and you will be able to communicate with each and every attendee personally if you like. Oops, here I got logged out. Sorry for that. Okay, so here's basically the entire attendees list. So now you don't have to wait just for attendees to drop by in your booth, but you can actually interact with them, be more proactive, and you can interact with all of them. Okay, that's it from my end on that side for the presentation. So if, okay. So this is basically what we're doing. We're gonna launch our first virtual edition on February 23 to 25. Again, if you are an SME business owner and you are wanting to help more small and medium enterprises, then please join us. I'll be very, very happy to assist you with it. You can visit our website. It's www.philsme.com. There is an exhibition application form. You can just fill it in, send it up to me. And the best part of it is, since you are a FIFA member, our standard rates are 25,000 pesos. You will get a 5,000 pesos discount. So it's only 20,000 for you. Just put in there the remarks that you're a FIFA member, and I'm very happy to have you join us. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, David.
Thank you so much.
It's not only FIFA members who are watching because it's public. It's actually broadcasted all over the world.
All right, then just put in there, Rudolf Kotik. That's it. That you see it on the Rudolf Kotik channel, and I'll be very happy to assist you. Just a small disclaimer also. We have been in the business since 2013. So, if you are wondering what kind of visitors are coming to us, We have an extensive database that we have gathered over the past 7 years of around 50,000 contacts. So we are sending out regular email notifications and newsletters. We have a Facebook page with 33,000 followers. So these are the people that you will be meeting. From our past analysis, we have about, I would say 50% are small and medium-sized business owners. Then we have about 25% executives that are usually C-level executives, and another 25% that are aspiring entrepreneurs. Just to let you know of who you will be meeting. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for your introduction to your event, David. And I would like to thank you for having been with me today as well. And before we go, we still do show you another few more files on what's going on in the next days and weeks on activities, especially with our own activities. So we had today the franchise hour with Attorney Lim. If you're interested to get a copy of my book all about franchising, you can contact our company and we will send you a free copy of the book, which is a PDF format. So feel free to request one. Please read also our magazine, franchising.ph. This is a 54-page magazine online. And right now we still have the December-January issue out. In February, we come up with the next issue. So feel free to read franchising.ph. If you have a business and you want to have it professionally developed, please get in touch with us. Aki Franchise Consultancy, we developed more than 700 Filipino companies into franchise systems. So we do everything what you need to be a professional franchisor. To get in touch with us, please call us at 8912-2946, 8912-2973, or 0917-874-3620, or 0933-864-2530. Then I do a franchise seminar on January 23 on Zoom, which is free also. Franchising A to Z. You learn everything what you need to know to be either franchisor, or if you want to buy a franchise, you will learn all the details. So please get in touch with us so that you can get the invitation to the Zoom meeting. And of course, you can also visit our YouTube channel, RK Franchise. We have more than 20 franchise hours and other events what we did since September. We uploaded everything. And then our next Thursday, episode 3 of season 2, we have Mr. Ton Talon. He is the owner and the founder of the Southern Crete Bistro as guest of the franchise hour. So I will be seeing you then next Thursday again. So for this purpose, we are here at the end of our franchise hour for today. Again, I'm thanking Mr. Attorney Lim for being with us. Before we go, I would like to thank Joanne Kenenciano Medenila for being with us, and Charles Cedilla Guzman, May Josena, Ana Marie Leantaso Lim, Len Aguirre, and Apuni Mariaga Fe, who acknowledge themselves as visitors, as viewers. David, thanks a lot, and see you guys next Thursday, 4 p.m. at the franchise hour. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.